I love the idea of being able to bring people to God through service, and I know in my community that service will be through baptisms, through youth work, through the community. And if I can bring people to God through my service, then they'll have a better understanding of where Jesus came from.
Looking back on my journey over the last few years, and particularly in my calling to the ordained ministry, I really want to thank God for his faithfulness. I've seen that in the ups and downs of my own personal life, but also actually in the church's life, not just in the wider church, but certainly the church that I will be leaving after I'm ordained.
The reason I'm being ordained is really obedience to a sense of calling. When I was a teenager, when I was in my teens, at the age of 16, I came to know the Lord. But before that, I really struggled with the whole sort of question of purpose and identity. You know, why on earth am I on this planet? And when I got to know the person of Jesus, all of a sudden I had this desire to do what God wanted me to do with my life.
I'm going to be ordained deacon very soon because I believe it's what God actually really wants for me. It's the person he wants me most fully, where I'll most fully be myself. I became a Christian about 7 years ago, and from then it's not really been a call, it's more been an uphill yank, but it's been absolutely fantastic. It's been exciting, it's been full of joy, it's had some quite deep lows, but actually it's the best thing in the world, and I'm really, really excited about the next steps.
I guess if you ask me why I would want to become ordained, I would say it's probably something to do with seeing people's lives so changed and transformed.
I have seen the church grow, I've seen it being challenged, but throughout God is faithful.
I know the love that God's given me. I hope I can show something of that to our community.
I had quite a rocky time. As a child, really, I was kicked out of school twice, ended up in a school for kids who were excluded from school, and really had quite a low self-esteem at that point, and really felt that I messed stuff up. But it was God who intervened, who set my life on a much better path. It was God who had a plan and a purpose even for me. So that's some of what the Lord has been doing. So my passion is to see, much like myself, I went from a place of not knowing God to discovering that he was real, that he loved me, that he was for me, and discovering that this God has a plan and a purpose for my life. So my passion, therefore, is to see others come to know the Lord as well.
You know, when you see a guy who's been on the street and he's had no sense of his identity, he's just ruthless, he's a gunman, he's probably murdered a couple of people, and then you see this guy transformed by the loving and the power of God. And I've seen many of these. It's such a privilege to be involved alongside and walking alongside people like that. I consider this role the most amazing thing.
I'm just looking forward to the challenge. And by the challenge, I mean I don't know what's around the corner. I know perhaps that I'm there to do baptisms, to bring people from the community into the church through baptism and through children and youth club. But apart from that, wherever God leads me, that's where I want to go. I like the idea of the surprise. Perhaps God's got a surprise for you. He's had one for me.